it's weird. I've never met him. God willing, I'll have the opportunity to sit with him and have a conversation. From my perspective, from what I see through the lens of like social media or his interviews, I see a really intelligent child who's a childlike in his heart, where he's like, he wants the best in everybody, but he's been hurt by so much stuff.
So I think that part's true. I mean, when you say that there's like a core innocence to him in his approach to the world, I think that's 100% true.
For him to be so successful and so rich and so generous with like what he's doing, I find it to be very like honorable. Like I think that, I don't know what his relationship with God is, but I feel like he acts more like somebody who fears God than somebody who doesn't.
I mean, he's said that he's sort of open to God before, and I think that that's probably right on a conceptual level. I also think that, you know, again, it takes a certain level of childlike wonder to be audacious enough to just be like, you know what, I'm starting a space company. Like, I mean,
after PayPal too. How wild is that?
One thing that he said, and he likes cool stuff. Like he approaches the world as a person who's excited about the world, which is a very cool quality. Like it's a super cool quality. This sort of,
I hope he never gets rid of that.
Yeah, no, the sort of blasé approach that I think so many people take to business or to life, this kind of cynical world weariness, it's boring as hell. And he's precisely the opposite. So I was sitting with him and I said, you know, so my son, my 8-year-old, is like a massive Elon Musk fan, right? He loves cars and he loves space and he loves SpaceX, and I show him all the launches. Like he's super into it. And so I was talking to him, I was like, my son, this is right before the Cybertruck came out. I was like, the Cybertruck, my son loves the design. He thinks it's so cool. He's like, right, because I designed it so 6-year-olds would find it cool. I was like, that seems like a pretty good way of doing cool shit. Do you see, like, really, like, well, what a 6-year-old thinks is cool is also what most of us think is really, really cool, right? I mean, like, it's and most of us have to.
Such a fun. I can see him crisscross applesauce just playing with the toy versions of it. And he goes, "I like this. Build this."
He literally did that with one of the SpaceX rockets. Apparently, the top of the rocket was too round, and then he watched the Sacha Baron Cohen movie, where there's a whole conversation about how the missile is not cool looking enough and scary looking enough. It's not pointy enough. So he actually went back to his engineers, and he's like, "It makes no difference in terms of the flight path, but can you make it pointy looking so that it's cooler?"
No way.
Yeah, he does that kind of stuff all the time.
There was some talk on the internet.
It's super cool.
There's talks on the internet that his new robots were like shaped up like the iRobot movie. Did you see this?
Yeah, of course. And this is the thing is that
you know that we watched that and we were like, "Oh, damn, dude, that's gonna be crazy." He watched that, like, "I'm making that."
Dude. So my son sort of has the same quality of like, this is a cool thing, I just want to do it, and that's such an amazing quality in a human being. I mean, frankly, it's I think it's good on a moral level, but I think that on a business level, it's amazing. I mean, to just be like, you know what, I've always thought space was cool. I'm starting a space company. What the? I mean, and then make it the most successful space company on the planet. It's like an amazing thing. And it's just, why can't we be excited? This is one of the things that drives me crazy. Like, forget his politics. Can't we just be excited by cool shit? Like, is it okay to be excited that he took the world's, a 20-story rocket, he flew it in the air, the top of it came off, and then he landed it back down on a tower using giant steel chopsticks to catch it? Isn't that like amazing? That's so cool. Yeah. That's awesome. Like, can we just be like freaked out about that a little bit?
I love this side of you.
It's so good.
I never got to see this side of you. I love it. What makes you as excited as that? Like, do you ever? Is there something inside of you that nobody sees?
I mean, so there's a lot of that kind of stuff. So I mean, when great movies, great music. I mean, obviously there's the easy stuff with my kids, but when it comes to you know, like just cool shit. Tech like that is amazing. In the scientific developments, honestly, the world's a really exciting place. There's so much cool stuff. It's just people are like, have you ever been asked the question, like, how long would you want to live? And you're like, okay, in perfect health, or like I'm old and broken down. In perfect health, how long would you want to live? And my answer to that has been like, as long as humanly possible, because the world is amazing. Like, God created this amazing world filled with intelligent beings who are capable of creating the coolest shit. I mean, like, think about the fact, to understand how amazing private property and free markets are, understand everything that Elon Musk is currently doing is made with materials that were there when they came over there. Right? Like, all the shit that runs your phone is the sand that everybody walked over for thousands of years. Okay, and human beings took that same sand and then turned that into microchips that are capable of charting the stars. Like, that's unreal, and that's so cool. And so, like, what's the next thing that we're going to invent? What's the next thing we're going to do if we're left free, and if we get to keep the stuff we make and keep the profits of what we make, and then reinvest that sort of stuff and do all that sort of stuff? Like, that's so cool. I have a sort of quiz question. This is a fun quiz to tell